Hello and welcome to another update video about Ethereum. Yeah, Ethereum is performing well today. Actually reacted to our support zone here that we communicated already a few days ago. So at the moment there are no real surprises there, even though it was quite a substantial rally. That could carry on. In this video we want to talk about, okay, what are the levels that now need to hold that ETH could rally further in the yellow scenario. Overall, it shouldn't be any surprise because in both the white count, for anybody who watched the last video, and in the yellow count, a rally from here was at least something that we would need to consider, and actually something that, well, again, you would expect because this is a support area. And in the white count, this was ideally the C wave of wave 2, which has now basically maxed out what it could do. And in the yellow count, this could be the start of wave C to the upside. Here, however, I would need to put the low point there, which looks a little bit difficult. It would look better as the white count, but then again, you get a lot of distortions on these smaller time frames. If you're not following us yet on X or Twitter, then feel free to do that. You find the link in the description. Please make sure that you use the correct account name because there are impersonators around. But it's actually coming together nicely with ETH. I mean, already on the 24th, which is a few days ago, I did post that if the white scenario is unfolding, then wave B has likely formed the top. Okay, so we had that top formation there. However, I'm going to watch the support zone for a reaction, and we've seen that reaction, and we'll give the yellow scenario preference until the price breaks and sustains below 2,950, which would shift probabilities towards the white scenario. So it's actually quite nice to see that Ether respects these Fibonacci levels, and now we've had a substantial reaction to that support region. I have to say, looking at the microstructure, obviously where it did go up nicely, absolutely. But looking at the microstructure, we obviously constantly assessing the microstructure and to determine, okay, which one currently looks more likely. That obviously here on the 15 to 30 minute charts can change quickly, you know, that can change quickly. But looking at it, I mean, we haven't broken above that key $3,300 level, which I highlighted in previous updates. So we have not yet broken above the green line. That keeps the white count intact, right? This is actually quite a good example. These setups or these support regions for people who scalp, right? Because for a lot of people, this wouldn't have been an interesting setup. For scalpers, maybe. The thing is, whenever you get a setup or a support area in which in both scenarios a bounce is expected or at least likely and reasonable, they are the best ones, short term at least. This here could now break down, obviously, and we'll talk about that. But in this scenario, the C wave of wave 2 ideally did or could unfold at least. And in the yellow count, a reaction to the support zone was needed as well. So while we haven't seen a breakout, we've had a nice intraday rally. Now, obviously, to keep the yellow count alive, which is the short-term bullish one, we would need to break above $3,300. So that has not yet happened, okay? So let's talk about the structures that we're dealing with here because it keeps currently the white scenario alive. And in the white count, Ether now maxed out what it could do and should really break down. So when can we say that we are really heading down in the third wave? Well, if this really is the yellow count, and if this really is a C wave rally to the upside, which I don't really believe yet, okay, it really takes a substantial and convincing break above $3,300, then this low needs to hold. This last swing low, basically the intraday low, at $3,138. That really needs to hold. And against that level, we could focus on higher. I'm just thinking if other scenarios are possible as well. I think so. What could, for example, be the case is that this B wave is still unfolding. Yeah, that's a possibility. And the reason I say that is because this bottoming structure looks a bit weird. So what's, for example, possible in yellow wave B is that this here was an A wave. This here is a B wave flat, and we come down in wave C and then could move up from there. That's why I often say trade the levels, not the counts, There are just too many options, but I think we need to be ready that the price could still easily from here come back into the support region. That means as well that really to confirm the white count, it's not going to be enough to break below the intraday low. It takes a break, as per previous updates, below 2,950. And in the white count, we would see the price dip into that lower support region there, right? In the yellow count, obviously that, if the low is really in this B wave, we need to hold the intraday low and should then see the price rally in wave C of 3. Quick reminder that wave C of 3 should reach ideally 3,624. That's the 138% extension level, key level for a third wave to confirm that a third wave is likely. And then we can still get a fourth and fifth. And if that fifth wave reaches 3,770, we have a good confirmation actually that an overall low was in place in wave 4 here on the 13th of April and that we're heading to new all-time highs. After these 5 waves are completed, as per the yellow count, we should get a larger 3-wave pullback forming a higher low that would provide the next reasonable setup. Yeah, but overall, as you can see, I mean, yep, nice intraday reaction to our support zone, but even though the price did briefly break above standard resistance, it did not sustain there. So we are below the resistance area again, or at least below the 78.6 FIB level. So more upside momentum is needed. You have the next upside levels to watch as well, and the key support levels. That's my update about ETH. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.